Hello students, we are here to discuss a new concept of epidemiology. Uh, the concept is though based on the concept of natural history of disease, but it's a bit different from that concept of natural history. Today we are here to deal with something that is called the spectrum of a disease. Now, when you are to speak of a spectrum of a disease, there are three stages which will guide our entire discussions on the topic. First, as you can see on the screen, is the concept of spectrum that we will take from mostly the science of optics. Then we will go back to our original concept, that is the concept of disease. Finally, we will see how the concept of spectrum is applicable on the concept of disease to produce a new concept totally, that is known as spectrum of disease. If we go to the concept of disease spectrum, let us take a look on what is a spectrum. A spectrum, which plural is known as spectra, that is the most common one, spectra, not spectrum. Spectrums though are used, that not commonly. So a spectrum is a condition that is not limited to a specific set of values, but can vary without steps across a continuum. So spectrum means basically it's a range of values which is continuous in nature, not discrete. So the concept of discrete and continuous is something that would be discussed in some other lessons on biostatistics. As of now, let us assume that it is a continuous series of values without any defined margin between two consecutive pairs of a series. So that is the concept of a spectrum. Now we can see spectrum of light. So what is the character of spectrum? In the context of light, it is said that it is an appearance, a kind of image or kind of apparition or a spectre. That means what? It is a visible band that shows the successive colors, and this visible band is formed from a beam of light that can pass through a prism. But in the figurative sense, the word spectrum means, as you can see on the last line, entire range of something. And this sense is in use from 1936. So here we have the spectrum of light. We can see the different colors of light arranged in the form of the mnemonic Vibgyor. But the one character that we need to identify in this diagram is that the corresponding two consecutive colors are not separated by a single specified line. So there is no line of demarcation between the two consecutive colors. So this one thing should be kept in mind when we go further into understanding the concept of disease spectrum. So this is the character of the light spectrum, when we have the colors, but we do not have any specific demarcating line between the colors. Now we come to a concept of disease. Let us take a look of what is a disease. It is said that disease is any harmful deviation from the normal structural or functional state of an organism, and it is generally associated with certain signs and symptoms and differing in nature from physical injury. A diseased organism commonly exhibits signs or symptoms indicative of its abnormal state. Thus, a normal condition of an organism must be understood in order to recognize the hallmarks of a disease. Nevertheless, everybody do focus on the last line. A sharp demarcation between disease and health is not always apparent. Try to recall, when we looked into the previous diagram, we studied the character of the spectrum. We found this same character in the spectrum, that is, a sharp demarcation between corresponding colors was absent in the spectrum of light. Similarly, in the context of disease also, the sharp demarcation between disease and health is not always apparent. So, what are the range of conditions that we find of a disease. It is said that the idea that an exposure can lead to varying signs, symptoms, and severity of the same disease in the population is the spectrum of disease. So, why do we have varying degrees of severity or outcome? The outcome will depend on interactions of host, agent, and environmental factors as are seen in the natural history of disease. So, if we are studying the disease spectrum, we can classify the spectrum from various perspectives. Here, we have a classification based on the clinical severity. So, that is the first perspective of classifying the disease in the form of a spectrum. So, we can have the mild disease to moderate disease to highly severe disease. Next is a kind of infectious disease which can also be looked upon. So after having a look on the infectious spectrum of the disease, we can take the classic cases, examples, the measles, chickenpox. Okay, so these classic cases are a particular point on the spectrum. These individual cases do also have a range of its manifestations, which can be also looked as the spectrum of disease. Based on the severity again, we can have severe or fatal infections. So, if we classify the points that are found in the spectrum, class A, as can be seen, here is the inapparent infection. So, the infection is present in the class A but is not visible outside. Then we have the classic cases in which the infection is fully visible from outside. After the classic cases, we have the further extreme of the infections, which can be termed as severe or fatal infections. So this can be classified as the class C. So the class A, B, and C basically represents points or a set of points along a continuum that is called the spectrum of the diseases. So what are the implications for public health? From the natural history point of view, as well as from the spectrum of disease point of view, the idea of the spectrum of disease is very significant to identify each individual member of the community who is in a particular point of the spectrum, and based on that identified point, the corrective measures could be taken by the public health engineers. So now coming to the concept where the optical spectrum as well as the disease concept has been combined together. This form of graph will be very beneficial to understand the concept of the spectrum as is applied in the context of disease. See, in the class A, it was the inapparent infection that is much more frequent. Now this inapparent infection do have 5 different points of the spectrum. This entire white area is an inapparent area. So that moves gradually to the mild area, which shifts to the moderate area, and finally is the severe, which finally ends into the fatal area. See, here are the indexes which would help us to understand this diagram. Now if we take another disease, say for example the measles and the virus, the picture of the spectrum only differs, but the concept is still applicable in this measles or the virus disease. Again, see, on the class C example, diseases which are mostly fatal, you see in this particular spectrum the last in is much more prolonged, but there is nothing called the inapparent or mild and moderate. Instead, there is a severe or non-fatal part, and finally is the fatal part. So the appearances of the spectrum varies between different disorders, but the concept of the spectrum is applicable in almost the same way in almost every disorders. So what are the stages? of a disease that can be compared with the colors. So what is comparable in a disease to the colors of light? Let us have a look. The stages are what that can be comparable to the colors of the light. From the disease point of view, these are only the 4 stages. The first, it is given as the unrecognized sick, which gradually and unknowingly converts to a mild form of sickness, which finally converts to severe sicknesses. Now, it's very difficult to identify any particular point of time or of any particular phase which could be said as the demarcating phase between these 2 consecutive stages. This is applicable for the first pair as well as of the second pair. Finally comes death. So these 4 are the stages of almost every diseases that we know of. Now we should be taking a look into the similarities between a disease spectrum and a photospectrum. So on one side we will be having the photospectrum, and on the other side we will be having the disease spectrum. We are keeping both the spectrums side by side in order to draw the comparisons and find the similarities. So in the photospectrum, what we have are the colors. You have to look into the disease photospectrum once more, that these colors are not exactly demarcated. If we take the disease spectrum, though we don't have colors, but what we have as comparable to colors is the stages. You see here it's written as stages of disease. So those 4 stages can be put onto the spectrum. First one is the unrecognized sickness, then the mild sickness, as I have already explained, which gradually shifts into the severe forms of the sickness. See, the mild sickness and severe sickness is gradually transiting, as is the transition from green to the blue. So we cannot identify along this continuum a specific sharp distinct line that would help us to separate these 2 colors or these 2 consecutive stages of a disease. So after sickness, what comes is obviously death. We do not even know when, at what point of time, that severe sickness leads to a stage where death is almost inevitable. So, summarizing the similarity between these 2, in a disease it consists of stages, and none of the consecutive stages can be sharply delineated. What happens in the context of the spectrum of light? Instead of stage, it consists of colors. You have to compare point by point. On the first point, it is said of the constituent factors. So in the disease, the constituent factor is stage. In the context of spectrum of light, the constituent factors is the colors. So these are the differences, but they do constitute something. And in the context of disease, it is said that none of the consecutive stages can be sharply delineated. Similarly, in the context of the spectrum of light also, we have seen already that none of the consecutive colors can be sharply delineated. So that is the concept of disease under the idea of the spectrum that can be seen on the diagram as the rainbow. So thanks for watching. That's all for today. Here we have a WhatsApp number where you can send your suggestions and feedbacks. If you have any comments on this video, do not forget to mention these comments down right here in the comment section of this video. Do subscribe if you like the video, and share the video with any and every of your friends who probably will gain some insight into the concept of disease. Thank you. Thanks for watching. We shall meet you again with a new concept on epidemiology and other areas of medical sciences.